Peace. Peace. I don't know how much time I got. Well, I'm in a common area at an Airbnb that I'm at. I'm suspecting that somebody's going to end up coming in here eventually, but it's all good. I do got a little bit of time to myself from what I'm feeling in the force. It feels like eventually somebody's going to come in, but it's all good. Y'all make sure y'all like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. Welcome back. Peace. Make sure y'all tap the screen. Sometimes you just got to step away, getting your own energy. A lot of the times when you do find yourself around a lot of people, you got to remember people are observing reality in their own way. They're in their own energy. They're in their own perspective about life. And you may be excited about life and excited about what's to come in your reality. And the people you're surrounded by may not be. They may be in a funk, or they may not be as receptive to your cheer and your joy as you would like them to, but that's totally fine. This is why you have to put yourself in a position of solitude as much as you possibly can from my perspective, because again, not everybody is going to be able to mirror, the highest version of you. Yeah. Again, I don't know how long I'll have to be by myself here. I'm suspecting in the force that somebody's about to be walking through that door within the next maybe 2 or 3 minutes, probably shorter, but that's okay. Shorter.
Oh.
It's all right. It's all right.
I think there's love.
Yeah, come on in. Come on in.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How was your night?
It was very good. And yours?
So hot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, I did. Peace, y'all. There it goes. Peace. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. Y'all see what I did there? That's a lesson in itself, and I think I should speak on that too. You can feel it all, right? You know what I mean? You can feel it all. The reality that we're experiencing on the surface is confusing through the senses themselves, because we think that what we can see is all that there is, and that there's nothing to sense past that. But there are subtle levels of reality, and at those subtle levels of reality, energy is being expressed. And then on the surface of reality, humans are expressing it, and then you can feel them, right? Like I can feel like this is the house. She's a housekeeper, sweet lady, but point is that everybody's giving off a particular energy from the subtle levels of reality. And if you're sensitive enough in your body, you'll be able to feel that. This is what they like. You watch Star Wars, and I can feel in the Force, something's going on in the Force. What does that mean, right? That means that the so-called, on this level of reality, energy between myself and anything and everyone, there's something there that I can read from my senses, my inner world, my beingness. So I know when someone's about to come. I know when someone's about to leave. I know when I have time to be able to converse with you without someone walking through the door. Right? The force is with us, indeed, indeed. So, but this type of awareness has to be cultivated. It's a natural thing within our bodies, but it has to be, or in our consciousness, but it has to be cultivated, because the amount of time that we spent in the body and the amount of time that we've been using the senses and not feeling the subtle levels of reality has kind of like temporarily blocked us off from the ability to be able to feel what's coming, what's gone, what's here, the potential's piece. In practice, indeed, right? But we are absolutely powerful beings in that there's nothing other than us. And I think that's the biggest, what? Huh? What? What is that? What is that? What is that? Yeah. Yeah. Apparently my life has been restricted. Yeah. I'm not tripping, no. Restricted for something stupid. It says your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because it contains content that manipulates user engagement, such as follow for follow. This is in line with the For You feed eligibility standards, not our community guidelines. You guys sound absolutely crazy, and that's has nothing to do with what I had going on here, but I've appealed it. Yeah, clearly, I've appealed it. Like that makes absolutely no sense. But whatever. Let's continue. I was wondering why the views were so low, and I heard promoting follows does that now, but I'm not even promoting anything. I'm on some like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, right? That sounds like a whole. It's just a whole bunch of word salad. You know what it is? It's just an attempt to suppress the energies that are really being. Let me explain something to y'all. The energies that a lot of us that come on this live are giving off is so powerful that it's drawing in so many versions of the one that are attempting to wake up. Seriously, you see how the views went up? Like, what was that about? Like, that had nothing to do with anything, right? But I think my main point is that this tidal wave of energy, and someone like me who has been on the path for quote unquote so long, yeah, and hasn't faltered. Yes, I've had moments. Yes, I've had energies. We've all have. But for me to have persevered through that and still be giving you guys a message, that's profound, because there's not that many versions of the one who are fully attempting to embody the one and are still coming on live and talking about the nature of reality. Your life cut off your live cut off last night. It says your life, but your live cut off last night when you were talking about holographic Earth. Ah, ha, 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 ha. But yeah, no biggie, and we not tripping because, again, I'm communicating with you guys far beyond TikTok, far beyond you being able to see me through a screen. I'm communicating with your heart even when I'm not on TikTok. If reality itself, yeah, and it is what I'm about to say. If reality itself is a hologram, a projection of our consciousness from my vantage point, I am the one that has to remember, that needs to remember, that I have no choice but to remember. Appeal approved. The appeal has been approved. And you guys will see the so-called views go up. But let's continue. If what I'm suggesting is true, it is. If what I'm suggesting is true, then the only being who needs to continue to wake up is me. But when I come on here and speak to the other versions of myself, I always push it towards you. Hey, the only being that needs to wake up is you, the listener, the one who is listening. Point. I don't have to be on TikTok talking about it for the reality to change. The reality is going to change because I'm a holographic king. Yeah. From my vantage point, I'm the king of the hologram. What I say goes, not in an ego way, but in a way, if you know who you are, then what I just said wouldn't bog you down because you know who you are. You are me, right? At the holographic, subtle levels of reality, we are one. And if we are in tune with that level of reality, which makes matter what it is, then the claims of me saying who I am would never make you feel some type of way because it's only you. Right? Shit is lit, y'all. Shit is lit, man. right? So I guess I just suggest that you feel more. Yeah, like when you first rise, like when I rose this rising, I'm in Abu Dhabi, the UAE right now. So it's 10:32 a.m. for me. When I rose from the dream realm, I had a crazy dream last night too. I got up and I sat in the corner. I meditated and I just sat with myself, and I made a video about sitting with yourself yesterday and observing silence and the power of silence and the power, lock in. You'll know how powerful you are by gauging the length of time you can sit with yourself in silence. Yeah. Yeah, you'll know how powerful you really are. You'll know how powerful you are when you're able to sit with yourself, when you're able to sit with yourself in silence as the distractions bubble to the surface of your conscious mind. What do I mean? The bills are due. I didn't check the email. I'm hungry. Fear. None of that really exists. None of it really exists if we're talking about the subtle levels of reality. On the surface of reality, you've entertained those illusions. You've given them your life force, so it seems real. But you are a quantum being and have all possibilities at your disposal. But every day you rise back to this realm, you choose one of the possibilities, as opposed to being open to the infinite possibilities that exist at your disposal, truly. Now, possibility and probability are two different things. Everything is possible, but what will probably happen, right? Everything, infinite possibilities. But how are you collapsing those possibilities into probabilities? Like what will probably happen as a result of the emotions and energy that you've been giving to particular possibilities within reality, right? So it's possible for me to be rich. It is possible, it's infinitely possible for me to be rich. But if I'm not interacting with that possibility in regards to my emotional state, my imagination, the steps and actions that I take towards being quote unquote rich, I'm not collapsing that possibility into a probability. I'm simply observing the possibility and then ignoring it and then continuously going down the path of not being rich. Mirrored in my reactions to the bills, mirrored in my reactions to someone asking me for money or me contemplating the idea of money. You hear what I'm saying to you? Yeah, of course you do. We're infinite beings. Peace. Y'all make sure y'all like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. Subscribe at the bottom, become a part of my subscription-based community. Everything's a fucking subscription. Netflix, MoonManT, Paramount. Only if you feel called to, become a part of my subscription-based community. I appreciate every single one of you, right? Listen, I've turned the possible into probable from my vantage point. I've turned many different possibilities into probabilities simply by aligning myself with it, not only in mind and imagination, but in action steps, right? Because you have to take the action steps within the hologram, right? This is just, you're not just, of course you can travel and study subtle levels of mind and imagination and explore the astral realms and the higher dimensional realities in mind. But when you begin to do that, right? When you begin to do it in mind and then trust that the images in your head will be mirrored in your life, and you take the action steps as if that's the case, you begin to see how powerful you really are. You begin to see how much of a dream this really is, this right here that we're in. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I've been traveling the world for the past 5 months. Let me give you a better example. Watch this, right? So in 2023, I traveled the world, okay? 2023, I went to first Egypt. I spent a month in Egypt. I went to Dubai. Then I came back to America. I went to Costa Rica. Then I went to Colombia. I was I was traveling for 6 months straight, right? Then I came back to the United States. I tore my Achilles. This is 2024. Listen to what I'm telling you. I tore my Achilles, which is almost a year-long injury. Okay, I tore my Achilles a day after Valentine's Day last year. Okay, so I couldn't walk. I had to sell everything. I had to sell my gold, my silver. I had to sell my crypto and my NFTs and all my stuff to stay afloat. Thank you, universe, that I had the smart mind to save money and invest, right? But that's not the point. The point is that during that time where I was experiencing so-called physical hardship, my mentality stayed that I was a king. Of course, there were moments where I felt sad and I was crying and I was upset about the fact that I had such a traumatic injury because I'm a sports guy. Like I tore my Achilles playing basketball. But listen to the point of all of this. The physical reality should never truly dictate what you believe about yourself. Your immediate circumstances should never dictate how you feel about you and what your so-called future could be. Because even in the turmoil and the traumas and dramas of reality, in the moment of now, all the possibilities still exist. But when we go through the turmoil, trauma, and drama within the moment, we ignore all the potential possibilities that exist for our so-called future. We say, no, I have to deal with this now. Oh my God, oh my life, oh life. Fast forward. A day after Valentine's Day, I tore my Achilles last year. Fast forward. I'm running, I'm walking, I'm traveling the world, I'm in Abu Dhabi, right? Imagine, now I know I can imagine the average human being going through such a traumatic experience and letting that traumatic experience linger not only in their aura, but in their physical experience, right? The energy of healing, the energy of fear, the energy, all of these energies that someone would go through with a traumatic experience. And a lot of people use the traumatic experience to get what we call sympathy. This is not the way. This is not the way. The way is pure perseverance of no matter what you go through in the physical reality, you are it's not toxic positivity, because of course you're going to still go through crying and fear and all these things. You're still going to have those experiences. But the point is that you're going to persevere through them and then find yourself collapsing the timelines. Because there's a timeline where I pop my Achilles and I completely allow it to destroy my life and my future. And then there's a possibility where I'm going through the healing process, continuously thinking and feeling like a god, regardless of my physical circumstance. And that's what I did. That's what got me here. Meanwhile, listen. Meanwhile, I had a year-long injury. A year-long injury, and I find myself in Abu Dhabi. I was in Egypt for 5 months. Just got to Abu Dhabi 2 days ago, right? Taking huge strides in my music career in regards to Web3 and cryptocurrency. Huge strides. And I look at those that are in my life that didn't have a Achilles tear or any type of injury a year ago, and they're still in the same cycle. They haven't leveled up past it. They haven't done anything to change it. They're comfortable with it, and yet at the same time will complain about it online. It's 100% something that I noticed. A year-long injury. So you're telling me you had a year on me. You had a year. I couldn't walk. I had to learn how to walk again, right? Literally. And the healing is still going on. You know, I'm good. I can run. I can do all this stuff, but it's a pretty significant injury. But the main point is that you can do anything. This is not just a pleasant platitude. It's not just something I'm saying. I'm talking about on the subtle levels of reality. If you begin to communicate with the energy that makes the wall what it is, the energy that makes the me that you see what I am, that energy on that level of reality can move, manipulate, and transform this level. Yes, open heart surgeries help me to spiritually grow and release or realize so many things. Listen, y'all. You have to communicate with the unseen. Peace. You have to communicate with the unseen. You have to communicate more with the unseen than you do with the seen. This is the reason why I knew somebody was about to come. It's just because I'm interacting with the subtleties of life, right? Like I was just in the room. I was in a room not too long ago, and the energy was just like, whoa. I felt it, and people try to mask the energy they're giving off. Like, it's like you can't mask it. Like, I'm out of here. Like, I had to leave. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of this energy, because a lot of the times this is why we just want to be alone, or we want to really find our tribe, legitimately find our tribe. I'm not saying that people have to be happy all the time, because we don't have to be happy all the time. Like, people are supposed to be able to be in their energy and in their vibration, but oftentimes I feel like the pendulum swing is just too drastic with some people, right? Some people are happy at one point and then straight sad. Like, there's no in between. It's just the pendulum is swinging too back and forth for me. And this is why a lot of the times I'd rather be in my solitude. I'd rather be alone than be around other human beings, right? Don't get me wrong, I'm a social person. I'm very social, but at the same time, people are not looking at reality as being something that's fluid. They're looking at their circumstances as being set in stone until they make a physical change. They don't see that there's a subtle reality that exists underneath everything that they're experiencing. And that subtle reality can be communicated with via emotion and imagination. And it can change the surface of reality, change your situations, change life. What we experience on the surface can be controlled, can be moved, can be manipulated. It's not stuck in static. You keep waking back up to this life believing that you have no power over it. But then you go to subtle realms when you go to sleep, and you're able to fucking move on fucking mountain. You're able to fly. You're able to do these things that you feel are impossible here, because of the level of vibration that the energy is manifesting. Yeah. But I'm suggesting to you that reality itself is more movable, moldable, and malleable, and your immediate circumstances are not the only circumstances that you will experience, especially when you start to take control of your life energetically. It's not always, yes, you're going to take physical actions, you're going to take physical steps, but you have to change the way that you're vibrating in this particular realm, because you're communicating with the stuff that life is made of. And people can feel that. People know that about you. When you're doing that, they can see it in your eyes. They're like, oh, this one gets it. This one knows. I don't know exactly what they know, but I know that they get it, and I need to be around them. Because right now what's happening is that money, celebrity, and all of that, Listen, the surface level of reality, that type of reality that we said that this is what makes a human being special, is dying. You're rich, that's what makes you special. No, that's not what makes you special anymore. Not here, not in this realm. Your level of awareness, wisdom, heart, and love, your power that you exude from your aura is what's going to make you a celebrity. It's what's going to make you powerful. It's what's going to make you a leader of this new paradigm. We're beginning, probably a lot of you have already been on it. You're beginning to see through celebrity. You're beginning to see that they're soulless almost, right? You're beginning to see that those that have all of the wealth and all of the money, you're starting to see like, oh, so y'all are the bots. You guys have been the bots the whole time because you've been using what you have to gain energy from the other souls on the planet. I have money, look at me. I have a Benz, look at me. I have a car, look at me. I have a bond, look at me. I'm on TV, look at me. I'm harvesting the energy of humanity, using superficial means to do so. Those that display wisdom will be the celebrity. It's not even, I don't even like to call it celebrity, but those that hold knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? You're going to be, right? Listen, you're going to be next to someone who has a big chain and a nice watch, and you're going to pull in more energy than they will. Meaning people are going to want to be next to you. You're not even going to have to say anything. They're just going to look in your eyes, and they're going to be like, this person right here was trying to lure me in with a chain and a watch and a Ferrari. But it's not working anymore because you're seeing past that level of reality. You're going to be like, I need to be next to this person because I looked in his eyes and I saw diamonds. I looked on your neck, I saw diamonds. But I looked in his eyes and I saw diamonds. I looked in her eyes and I saw eternity. You feel what I'm saying to you? So people are starting to appreciate the subtleties as opposed to what's loud, right? The name, I'm Will Smith. Okay. What else? Right? I have a mansion. Okay, that's nice. It's just a part of the material world, right? What else? Who are you? What are you offering? Energetically. Not what you can show me that you've gathered through whatever. Peace. Thank y'all so much for the likes, for the love, for the shares, for the comments. If you have any questions or any topics that you'd like me to hit on, please put them in the comments below. I really do appreciate y'all and y'all energy. Man, I can't even express how grateful I am to be in the position that I am. And it speaks to something deeper for sure. Where it's hot in here. Let me see. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so September 21st to the 22nd, September 21st and 22nd, I will be in Austin, Texas. I'll be giving a lecture. Let me actually put it right here. I'll be giving a lecture in Austin, Texas. Let me actually put it right here. I'll be giving a lecture in Austin, Texas, September 20th. Yes, right here. A Rejuvenation and Healing Weekend in Austin, Texas, September 20th and 21st, September 20th and 21st. I'm going to be giving a lecture on the merger between the dream realm and the physical realm. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. We're going to be talking about the same stuff that we talk about here, but we're going to be able to be in person, right? I'm also going to be going live with Strange the Wordplay King. I believe it's going to be Instagram because his TikTok gets blocked a lot. So myself, Strange the Wordplay King, and Angelic Soul 73 will be going live. I believe on Instagram. I think that would be either 10 a.m. EST or it will be 12 EST, right? So check that out or be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be a beautiful live. I'm gonna sense the energy there, feel what's going on in that regard. But I think it's gonna be very, very nice. Action steps. Now we talk about action steps within the dream of reality, right? So if reality, see, getting over that fear, people ask me how I'm confident, right? And of course, I'm not like always, I'm not batting a fucking thousand, right? I have moments where I'm a little, when I believe that the physical world is out there and I start to think that way and hesitate. But for the most part, I'm extremely confident in myself and my ability to articulate myself and ask the proper questions and things like that within life. But that's because I legitimately live life as if it's in my mind, right? Like I believe that you're in my mind. Like you have a physical existence right here that I see. But what is that though? Like, what is reality? And then since we've been studying reality and really learning about the nature of the material world, we understand that it's a projection, and that's the best way that we could describe it, even on a subatomic level, quantum levels of reality, that what I'm seeing is only an image of my mind, literally. And if that's the case, then what am I afraid of? And why wouldn't I have the utmost confidence in myself, knowing that what I'm seeing is my very self objectified as a chair, objectified as a person, objectified as the sun, objectified as an opportunity. So where would the fear come into play? The fear comes into play when I get down into the level of the game. Yeah? Meaning so if life is just a holographic image of my mind, then that means that I've projected it just to play the game of separation of fear. So I guess when I'm afraid, I'm in the game. But that's the nature of the game, right? Right, isn't it? So lock in with me. Before we remembered who we were, before we all remembered that we're all just projections of each other's mind, before we remember that we were in the game on extreme mode, meaning we didn't remember yet, right? So we were on the extreme, but we sent subtle energies to ourselves or cheat codes to ourselves via intuition, via telepathic communication, like, hey, yo, it's time to wake up in the game and play the game consciously now. Yeah, that's what's happened. That's basically what happened. Our highest self, which is the one controlling shit, that's like in this, like you're like, oh, this is fucking crazy, y'all. This is crazy, ain't it? All right, let me keep going. So the highest version of you is like, playing the game, and you're still you're still that, but you put like we would call a veil. Put the veil in between the one playing the game and the one in the body, right? It's all you though. You just put a veil, artificial veil, between your understanding of this level of you and the highest level of you. Okay, so you started to pierce the veil, the highest you started to pierce the veil with knowledge and cheat codes. You know when you're playing like San Andreas, left, down, right, R1, R2, L1, L2, left, down, right, up, left, down, right. It's like you put the codes in, and then that code got into the game, and then you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. You started to realize like, oh, I'm in a game. Yeah. Not only are you in a game, but you are outside the game as well. Simultaneously. How the fuck did you do it? I don't know. You're brilliant. That's how. We're still trying to figure that out while we're here. But we do know that that's what's happening. That's what we're experiencing. while in the game trying to figure out how the fuck it's happening. Whatever. That's what we'll obsess until the end of the game about how it's happening, but just know that it's happening. Okay. So now that you're here, conscious that that's what's happening. Don't know how it's happening, but you know that's happening. You have the ability, goddamn, you have the ability to manipulate the game itself. Before, you were at the whim of the game because you believed that the material world existed outside of you, but it was really always an image in your mind. An image made manifest in an outward expression. Oh, shit. So what had the power in your mind? Well, everything objective. Money, cars, clothes, houses, and you had all of these feelings. You had these feelings, right, of hunger. Those are just feelings, right? Those are just impulses, right? Fear and all root chakra type things. Not to say that they're not important on this level of reality, because they are. But those desires and needs on this level of reality block you from experiencing the fullness of who you are that extends beyond the body's need to have shelter, food, and all that stuff. This is why the homeless man that you speak to at times has such profound wisdom, because they've given all that shit up. I don't give a fuck about that, right? This is how they speak to you. Oh, I'm way past survival. It's the homeless man speaking. Homeless man, he's just another player in the game. I'm way past survival, so I have a level of wisdom that surpasses the need to speak to you in the ways of survival. I'm speaking to you way past materiality. I'm speaking to the subtle realms of you. So they give you wisdom that extends beyond, making some money, right? Don't get me wrong, money's great, but when you have conversations with those that have surpassed survival mode, you start to get wisdom that goes past love and hip hop. That goes past how's the weather out there. That goes past how's your day, how'd you sleep? All the fucking bot responses that you get from other human beings. You can't even have a conversation with them because they can't go into depth about reality, because the surface of reality is kicking their ass. Work and jobs and all that is crushing them. So how could they possibly have a conversation at the level of reality that you're trying to have a conversation about, right? It's not possible for them. That's why, like I said, you speak to a homeless person or somebody that's been through a lot, they're able to go deeper with you and meet you where you're at. Okay, let's get back to the movie and the game. Now you're in the realization that the game is not apart from you at all. I'm talking about at all. That's why it's easier, because the senses are deceiving you as they were designed to. That's why when you close your eyes, you have a better sense of the wholeness that you are, the oneness that you are, the power that exists within you. You hear me? As soon as you open your eyes, you start seeing compartmentalization and separation, and you start seeing distance. You're like, oh, life is so big, and wow, there's so much. But again, you have to remind yourself that it's just a projection. It's just a projection of your mind, the buildings, the people, the places, the cars, the sun, all of it. And like when your escape from the projection is an inward happening. You keep going in. Gotta get out of here. Then you open your eyes like, life. Close them again. You're like, oh, life, life. Then you open them like, oh, my email, my bills, right? You got all of that stuff that you're interacting with and engaging with while you're here. That's AC. It's not turning on. Why? This is smoking. There we go. Turn that thing on. It's cooking in here. Gelashito. There we go. Please like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Only if you feel called to. Please support me in that way. Click the link in my bio. All things MoonManT are there. At the bottom will be the one-on-one sessions if you'd like to. I actually have a couple things I got to fix in regards to the one-on-one sessions, but that's okay. There's a lot of things going on in my reality, and I'm in the mode of trusting. I got to trust, and that's what I've learned in the past 3 weeks is complete surrender and trust to the version of myself that already knows what the fuck is happening. There's a version of you that extends beyond this. The game is to do it afraid. The game is to do it afraid. That's the game. If you're here right now, think about this really quickly. Tap the screen. If you are here right now, all the things that you were afraid of from birth until now, you made it. I'm going to say that one more time. I'm going to say that one more time so you know that that version of you is not playing about you. If you made it to this moment where you're hearing my voice, everything that you've ever been afraid of, you went through it and got here. You always make it is the point. But in between that and making it, you have this energy of fear. Listen, so is the fear necessary to get to the moment where you make it? No. The fear isn't necessary, but the fear makes the game much more fun, doesn't it? Thinking that you won't make it makes the game a game. But I'm here to tell you, you always make it. You always make it. What do you mean? You here, right? Think about the shit you had to go through last week. Think about the shit you had to go through last year and 10 years ago and 15. You made it. You always make it now. You are in a position to be able to be fearless in the knowing that you always make it. Even if you got kicked out of my house or lost my car or all the life shit, and you still make it, you are the best. Come on. Love-based decision making conquers fear in moments of doubt. Indeed. Really letting go. It's a letting go. Listen. As you sit in the now, there are infinite energies swirling within and around you. Yeah? These energies will attract, they will latch on to whatever energy you're projecting. So if you have scenarios in your head that you feel as if I might not be able to make it, that energy will attract other energies that will latch onto that and amplify. It's amplify the energy that you're feeling. That's why, listen, spirits without bodies, souls without bodies, energies without bodies, they're all around you. You're just so focused on the souls that have bodies and you just worry about them. It's the souls that don't, it's the spirits that don't got bodies you need to really be worried about. Not worried, but it's like energy is an attraction. You're feeling the force, the source, the energy, you're feeling all of it. So listen. If someone is next to you that is highly negative of a person, they have energies and spirits that attach to their aura because like attracts like, okay? When you're around them and you begin to tell them about all your dreams and accomplishments and goals that you have, they'll have to attempt to bring you down, not because they don't like you, not because they're jealous, because it's uncomfortable vibrationally for them to hear such a high vibrational conversation. Like attracts like. So you're experiencing the opposite end of the pole when you're experiencing somebody that's highly negative. They just have a bunch of energies and spirits that are in them that are at that vibration. So when you start talking to them about, hey, guys, I'm in Abu Dhabi, which I am. If I say, hey, guys, I'm in Dubai, right? And you're not insecure, and you be like, fuck this guy. No, what is in you? What's in you? What's in your aura that makes you feel that way? because like attracts like. And if you're starting, and if I'm telling you about great things or amazing things that even you could potentially do, you ever just speak to somebody? Listen to what I'm telling you. You ever just speak to somebody about how much potential they have? You're not even talking about yourself. You ever just speak to somebody about how much potential they have, and they're still super negative to you about it? It's because they can't vibrationally match that energy. And you talking about them, you telling them how great they are and how amazing that they could be. And they're like, energy see, they even when you're speaking positive to them, they still have negative energies in them. So they'll try to use the energy you're giving them to amplify the negative energy. You're giving them positive energy, so you're using your life force to influence them positively, but they're transmuting it into negative energy. So they're using your life. Let me give you another example. You ever had a friend that always asks you for advice? Yeah, of course you do. They always ask you for advice, but they never take the advice. They're not taking the advice. What should I do about this? Well, you should do this, and that. They go out into the world. They don't do it. They come back. Well, what did you do? Well, you did the same thing I told you not to do. Well, what should I do? I just told you. All right, I'm going to tell you again. You should do this. They go back, listen, they go back out into the world. They do the same shit again. They come back to you and they say, well, and you're like, I'm not telling you anything else. You're not listening. I have nothing else to say to you. Why? You figured it out. What happened? They were using your life they didn't give a fuck about your advice. They don't care about your advice. They care about the energy underneath your advice because you are a fucking beacon of light. So when you give them energy, it fuels them to go do more bad shit, not to change their lives. They're not coming to you genuinely with the intention to take your advice and actually use it. They're using your energy to amplify their negative shit. Do you hear what the fuck I'm telling you? They're using you. Their intention isn't to change their lives. There's some people whose intentions are to listen to you, hear your wisdom, and apply it. Because they can hear you at the frequency you're coming from. It's not personal. It's not that they don't like you. It's resonance. This is why when you're in a room with somebody and they wild negative, you can feel the subtle energies of everything. You're like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I don't know why, but I can feel these different spirits bouncing off the walls and bouncing off these other human beings. That's why a lot of us in the so-called awakened collective, we like to be alone. We like to be in nature. We like to be at the beach. We like to be around the natural environment because the trees aren't worried about bills. The trees aren't trying to manipulate me to extract money from me. The fucking beach and the sand, it's not human because the human being has built the game. Humans, we did that. The creators of the universe, us. We've built a game based on I'll give you this for that. And you'll have to work for this to get that. If you don't work for this to get that, you'll be poor. That's the game that we built. And yet there are infinite resources at our disposal. And yet it's still a game, right? And that game is ending. We still feel the effect of the game though. Even myself, all of us. You still feel the effect of money. You still feel the effect of the human beings that all they care about is money. Yeah. Please like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called to. If you'd like to support me in any way, shape, or form, click the link in my bio. All things MoonManT are there if you wish to support me. Yeah. If you want to support me directly, you can donate at Venmo. Or if you feel called to, you can hit if you feel called to. I got to say that because I'm not trying to just extract money from you. I am genuinely asking for support. So if you wish to support me, that is my Venmo, and Stephen Lee 177 is my PayPal. Only if you feel called to. Let's continue on the subtle levels of reality and talk about the fact that the dream realm and this realm are one realm. They're one reality. They're only separated by vibration. And this is, listen, if you feel like time is speeding up, put it in the chat below. If you feel like time is speeding up, please put it in the chat. Say yes. If you don't, say no. I don't care. It's an experiment, huh? It's an experiment. Do you feel like time is speeding up? Most human beings do. Yeah, there we go. Right. Okay. So what does that mean? It did, but not. It does. Hold on. Yes, lately doesn't like its existence. Okay, here we go. Listen to me. Oh my fucking God. Here we go. This realm, in the dream realm, yeah, they're merging back together as one. What is time? Let's talk about it. Time, from my perspective, only my perspective, is a buffer. You ever click on a website and it's just buffering before it gets to the next? Before the next website manifests? Are you hearing what the fuck I'm trying to say to you? Here we go. Time is a buffer between thought, feeling, and what manifests on the screen of life. Here we go. Here we go, down the rabbit hole. When you're in the dream realm, the so-called dream realm is actually reality. When you think about something, yeah, in the dream realm, it instantly manifests. Time's not a factor there. There's no buffer. There's no delay. Here, you have time and space before what you think, feel, and imagine manifest on the screen of life. But it's only separated by vibration. That's it. By energy. Okay, here we go. Oh shit, you just told me that you feel like time's speeding up, so what the fuck is happening then? Well, what's happening is you don't have any more time left before what you think, feel, and imagine pops up in the screen of light. This is why people are getting their karma like this. This is why when you say something it manifests like this. This is why because the dream realm and this realm are one. Who's the dreamer? Who's the dreamer? Can someone put it in the comments? Who is the dreamer of life? Whose dream is it? It's not a trick question, but it is a pop quiz. Whose dream is this? Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Exactly. You who hears my voice is the one dream dreamer. I am a character in your dream, yeah, from your vantage point. From my vantage point, this is my dream. And I'm speaking to characters within my dream. Listen to me. Let me give you an example. Just listen, slow down. I know a lot of people are like, what the fuck? Yeah. Okay, listen. Imagine. Here we go. Please listen. Like the live. Share the live. Give gifts if you feel called to. This is a beautiful conversation. A lot of us, we have these conversations a lot, but it's nice to have them over and over. Listen. When you go to sleep and you lay your head down, you go to the dream realm and you're not completely conscious that you're dreaming. But you in that motherfucker. You in it though. Right? And you have many characters in your dream and you're interacting with the characters like you know them. All right. It's not until you wake back up to this realm that you contemplate the fact that, damn, I remember the dream and I was interacting with the people like I knew them. I was running from shit. I was talking to people. I knew I knew what to say. How? Right. Here we go. Lock in with me. It's because it was your dream, but you were unconscious of the dream. You were working on autopilot. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Now imagine this. You lay your head down and you go to the dream realm. But you wake up in the dream remembering the you are here. What do we call that? Does anybody know what we call that? Pop quiz. When you go to the dream realm and you wake up to the knowledge of the you are here in the dream, what do we call that? Somebody knows. Astral projection? No. Lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is you, the you think you are here, going into the dream realm and waking up to the you know you are here. There. Follow me. Now you are consciously dreaming, meaning while you're there, you have the full range of capabilities that the dream realm has consciously. But when you first enter it, you'll try to fly, but you can't. Why? Because you're still holding on to the belief systems that you have here. Because you're the you know you are here. And in this realm, I can't fly. So in that realm, you won't allow yourself to fly because you're being weighed down by your own belief systems. But then after a while, you start shaking it off. And then you jump, and you jump a little higher. And you jump even higher, and then you start flying in the dream realm. Pop an apple in your hand. You could turn a building into a chair, and a chair into a building. Why? Listen to what I'm telling you. It's because energy in that realm isn't bound by space-time the way it is in this one. It's not vibrating the same way. There's no buffer time. You click a website and it instantly goes there. As opposed to clicking the website and it taking time, buffering, loading. That's what effectively what time is here. Are you hearing me? You're beginning to wait. Here we go. Lock in. Lock in now. Here we go. You are in the dream realm. You would please click the live, like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Only if you feel called to. Please support me in that way, because those that aren't helping you remember who you are, they have a fucking million subscribers. Please like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Only if you feel called to. Support me that way. It means the absolute world to me. Now let's continue. You ready? You wake back up. Yeah? Thank you. Someone with my same last name, I won't say the first name, but someone with my same last name just donated to me. Thank you so much. It means the absolute world to me. You have no idea. Here we go. When you wake up from a lucid dream, you completely remember you were there. What's your first instinct? Lock in with me. Your first instinct is to tell someone. So you talk to some, yo, bro, I just was in my dream. As the me you're talking to right now, I was there. I remember doing this and doing that and doing that. What did they say? Oh, it's just a dream. You're like, no, you're not getting it. The me that you're talking to was there. I was there. I felt it. You're trying to plead with them. They don't fucking get it. They don't know. Lock in with me. Lock in with what I'm about to say to you. Here we go. Oh, my God. Okay, now. How am I going to put this? Okay. While you're here, you are unconscious of the fact that life itself is the most physical dream that you've ever had. Listen to what I'm saying to you. This life that you're in right now is a dream, the most physical one that you've had, but you're unconsciously living through it. You're not lucid. I'm going to need you to lock in with me real quick. I'm going to need you to lock in. When you remember that this life is a dream, you become the lucid dreamer in the so-called material realm. You begin to emit to your dream that you fucking remember. No different than when you lay down and go to sleep. As soon as the dreamer wakes up, you in that dream realm, you begin to instantaneously, your surroundings begin to remember. It's like the movie Inception. As soon as the dream characters knew that the fucking dreamers remembered, they started looking. Okay. So when you're in the dream realm and you wake up, it's your dream. It's yours. So it has no choice. So everything that seemed to be scary to you, imagine you're running from the clown in the dream. You're unconscious in the dream realm. You're running from a clown. Think about this. You don't know you're dreaming. And imagine you instantly just snap into the dream remembering. You stop. You're like, I'm in a fucking dream. And you snap and the clown goes away. The clown was only chasing you and you were only running because you didn't remember who you are. Are you hearing me? The clown was only chasing you and you were only running because you didn't remember who you are. Sound familiar? You're only running from the bills. You're only running from the fear. You're only running from the drama. You're only running from the gossip. You're only running from life because you don't remember who you are in the dream of material life. You hear me, don't you? Now, When you remember, you begin to dream lucid and you send a signal to the material world that the dreamer has risen. And then what happens? Well, whatever you want to happen. Whatever you want to happen. Seriously though. But here we go, lock in. You spent from birth till now telling the dream that it's real. You've infused the dream with your light, with your brilliance, and you've made the dream more real by infusing the chair is real. That sun is real. These people are real. They are projections of your mind, including me. Including me. Listen to me. I'm gonna give you another example. Lock in with me. Lock in with me. Here we go. I don't mean to ignore the comments, but I'm just on a roll. Here we go. Imagine, right? You're in a dream. Let's go back to the dream room really quickly. Please like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, only if you feel called. It means the absolute world to me. Thank you so much. Here we go. Peace to you. I'm all that. I'm all that. Here we go. Look, lock in. Imagine you go into the dream, yeah? And you're in a classroom, okay? All these beings around you are dream characters, but you think it's real. You think it's real, right? So you in a dream, you chilling, and the characters around you, they're just characters, but you don't know that. You think it's real. Now imagine one of the characters comes up to you. Listen, one of the characters comes up to you and is like, yo, you know you're dreaming, right? You have no conception. You can't conceive of the fact that you're dreaming. You think it's real. You like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. No, this is your dream, bro. I'm just a character. Imagine you're in a dream. You're sleeping. You're in a dream. And one of the characters comes up to you. Yo, you're dreaming. You're dreaming. You're dreaming. I'm trying to tell you you're dreaming. And you're like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? And then something clicks to you while you're in a dream that you're actually dreaming. And you wake up while you're in the dream to the you think you are. And you're like, oh, shit, this is a fucking dream. Oh, thank you so much for waking me up. Thank you. And then the character's like, the fuck are you thanking me for? I'm just a character, and disappears. Lock in with me. Lock in. Now, what I'm suggesting to you is that life itself is a dream and that everybody you see, including me, is a character. So who am I? I'm the character in the classroom that came up to you and was like, yo, you know you're dreaming, right? You know you dreaming, right? And this is your dream. I'm just the character in your dream. And what do you say? No, I'm not. This is real. This is real life. What are you talking about? Look. You know, keep saying and you keep denying, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And then you keep coming back to the cycle every day. Every time you rise back and you click on MoonManT's channel, he's saying the same exact shit every day. You're dreaming. Wake up. You're dreaming. And then you finally click and you're like, oh, I get it. Fuck. Thank you, MoonManT. Thank you. And what do I say? I'm just the character, and I disappear. That's all I serve to do. All I've been serving to do was to tell you that you're dreaming, that it's time to wake the fuck up. That's all any of the other versions of us are. That's all the great teachers, all the great spiritualists and scientists, and all of them were signs, synchronicities, and symbols that are serving to wake the one up, the dreamer up, to the fact that they're dreaming. And if you're hearing my voice, you are the fucking dreamer. And it's time to wake up. Peace to you. I love you all. Thank you so much. Please support me in any way you feel called to. You can click the link in my bio. All things MoonManT are there. I'm actually going to fix this one-on-one session thing so we can have one-on-one sessions with one another. Please subscribe at the bottom. Hit the star. I love you guys. You are me. I am you. Game is over. We're here to play another one. I will be back in the next couple of hours if you want to come back on. But please do support me. If you wish to donate, my PayPal is in my bio. If you got anything from this, it means the absolute world to me if you support me in that way. Thank you guys so much. Ashe.